G'day folks, Rod Moore from Moore Art School. Welcome to another painting project. Now today we're going to do this great little scene from Noosa Heads. I was walking around Noosa National Park, took this photo. Absolutely love that scene with the foreground trees and the little look into the inlet there. That's what we're going to be painting, like so. And it comes to about there. Then this headland that is the main feature, I guess, of the painting is going to run up through there, like so. Comes around and runs there, and that's like a little sandy beach area through there. Then in the foreground we are going to push up a row. We'll just push it over that so that we create a view that we're looking from up top. Okay, so we're going to have some foliage there, and we'll have some foliage in that corner. Now what I want to do is I just want to introduce just a tiniest little bit of warmth into that horizon line. So the light sort of over here, it's getting closer to the it's the afternoon. It was probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun moves that way and will set over there. So in order to sort of convey that, I'll take just a tiny little bit of the yellow there and some white. Don't mix it in too much into that because I don't want it to go green. If we get enough white in there, it shouldn't, okay? And I'll just run some of that into the bottom here along the horizon, just to create a bit of a glowing effect, as though the sun's there in that side. So now moving forward, now we have our foreground, or not our foreground, our middle distance headland here. And we need to get that in as a nice dark shape to start ourselves off. So I'll just pop a bit of red up there and a bit more white. So I'll mix it up as a blue and red sort of purple, but I'm going to add a bit of white because I want to set it back in the distance a little bit. You know, it's not our main sort of, it's not in the foreground. So a little bit of white, we'll just push it back a little bit. And it wants to be slightly on the cool side of our purple as well. So we'll take our blue, we'll take our red, take a chunk of white, and we'll just mix that around and see what we end up with. Okay, so slightly on the blue side just to cool it back. Something like that, let's just test. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so now there's rocky faces in there and so on. So I'll leave a little bit of a gap. And the rest of it's foliage, which is what we'll add that in over the top of that. We just check the shape. It does have a little bit of a rise right about there. Had a little bit of the red come out on the brush there, so what I'll do, I'll take a bit more blue into that. Just counterbalance it. I'm not going to try and eliminate where I've got a bit warmer in there, because you need a little bit of that sort of contrast, cools against warms. Okay. So, but because it did get a bit warm, I just added in a little bit more blue to give it a cool side as well. That yellow ochre, where will I pop that there? Some yellow ochre. Okay. So there's a nice sandy colour. It's a little bit dark, so I'll put a bit more white into it, like so. Okay, and that is going to run through there like so. Good. Run it in a bit into there. So I don't want to have too much wet sand, I don't suppose. It's quite a low tide really when this photo was taken. Our next step now is these foreground bushes, right? So we want to get those a warm dark. So first of all we need It's the same mix as what we've got in here, but it's got to be stronger and it's got to be darker and warmer. So I need to get back bit more ultramarine blue. So objects in the foreground are going to be much darker than the same object off in the distance. So this is probably, you know, half a kilometre away from where we're viewing it. So we can't paint this foreground area, which is right at our feet, can't paint that the same as this. We have to shift it in value and temperature. Okay, so we'll take that blue and then we'll take this red and make up a nice dark, warm. See that? So same colours in there. There's that same blue, red, and white. It's got a little bit thinned out there. I'll just clean off that. Clipped into. I'll still add some white in the brush, I suspect. Okay, so a little bit cooler over in that corner. Okay, and then this is just tops of foliage here, so it's got to be a little bit random. More red. Okay, like so. Now I've put in more foliage than what was actually there, just to create the effect that I'm going after. When you're doing trees, start off, do them nice and thin, small, and then work them out. Don't start too enthusiastically and make them too big initially. So what I will do is just run, and it's okay if it's sort of a little bit crooked and twists and turns a little bit. That will give it character. We don't want a tree that's perfectly upright. Okay, that's a good start. I'm happy with that. Now, just before I work on expanding that out, I'll just get that second one in. So that second one is starting around about there, and it's more straight up and down, and then the two of them sort of cross. So it must come in a little bit, unless I start it around about here. Two of them are going to, how about we just have them meet up around about there. Okay. I think it's a good starting point. So again, I'm just using the same dark, just pushing my brush up through that paint there. And this foliage is going to come out to around about here. And it's just going to, you know, be a clump of foliage. Not too much effort required in painting this. I'm just moving the brush around. Just scrubbing it really. The shape is important, so I'm looking to get the right shape with it. I'm just going to take a little bit of this liquefying medium, and I'm going to put it in a little lid of a bottle. Just give it a squirt, and it just comes out in a clear liquid. I'll pop that down on my easel, and because I want to get some fine lines, and this brush isn't, you know, the finest, so I'm going to have to really get it into a chisel point there. But I know that if I use a little bit of that medium into here, that will just help me get that paint to run a bit better. So let's start here, and what we really need is to have some connecting branches that connect up this part of the tree. So the most important part about this, what we're doing here, is shape. Getting the right shape to make these branches and things look like they're reasonably realistic. Okay. Okay, to capture those highlights, we're going to use this pinky colour with a fair bit more white. So that's why I said before I shouldn't have put that yellow ochre in there. But we want a tone that's a light pinky colour like that one there. I'm going to use the medium in there. Make sure I've got it just on the tip of the brush. Okay, so I pull the paint out and I want to see I've gone to a chisel edge there. I only want to get that tip in at this stage into the paint. Okay, and then when I look at this photo, I can see that this part of this tree is pretty much all in highlight down through there. Okay. And it runs up to around about there. Like so. This one here will have highlight on it as well. Then this one in here has probably the angle of it is capturing the most amount of light, so it comes in there and then it's laying. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. I just want to anchor these two trees in a little bit so that they're not down the bottom here. They look a bit strange. So I'll just put some foliage here and there because foliage will be growing over them. Just sits them back into the landscape a little bit more. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. I certainly have, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.